Hey everybody. So I wanted to talk about George's journal and his out of nowhere whereabouts, like just leaving his, like just deleting his channel out of the blue. So for those of you guys who don't know, George's journal, he is a mental health vlogger. He's 40 years old right now, but he's been doing it under like multiple names, like Foreveralonefeels, back when he said, I'm a 28-year-old virgin in 2013, and then he was Virgin Messiah, and he had been dealing with a good handful of mental health issues in terms of loneliness, trying to fit in with people, trying to get a girlfriend, and he seems to live with his parents. Yeah, he lived with his parents for that long, and so he did work the same library job. I mean, the library job, like, it's okay. It was okay pay from what I heard. Okay pay. And he did have a computer science degree, but he didn't really use it. So he ended up working. I don't know what exactly he did in the library, but he did work there. And but despite making not that much money over there, he still had a good head on his shoulders in terms of saving up his money. He did have a good head on his shoulders. So with 15 years since like he graduated college, I guess in 23 years old, he must have been able to save up a good chunk. And with compounding interest, he does have, up to now, a good chunk to be able to leave his job and possibly get married. So yeah, he did change a lot, big time. I don't know when he met that girl. I mean, please fill me in the comments. When did he meet that girl? And the fact that he's already getting married, especially especially since, like 39, 40. I mean, he's 40 now, but the fact that he's come that long of a way, and then just be able to move out of his parents' house, get married, having the thought of having kids, it's a big milestone for him. Those are big milestones. Those are big accomplishments, And there have been comments saying that he is a bit of a struggling normie, meaning like he does have some mental health issues, but he's still able to have a good head on his shoulders, and in terms of socializing and taking care of his finances. Maybe that's the definition of someone who's like I forgot the term. It was like something like normie, rather than like someone who's like in the spectrum or just neurodivergent kind of guy. But there's been comments like that. But yeah, and what happened with him was, like, I guess right now he just deleted his channel. But you know what? Good for him, in a way. I mean, we may miss it. I know there's a lot of people who watches his channel. We may miss it. It's because he's related to so many people, myself included. But he did it, and it's crazy how he did it, like right when he turned 40, I guess in early June. So it was almost like a fitting tale, like, hey, look, I moved on, I appreciate everybody, and that's it, but good for him. And I mean, while 40 may be like pretty late in the game when it comes to discovering yourself and finally breaking, finally just getting yourself in a more, I don't know, stable spot, or just being able to accomplish normie stuff. It's still good accomplishment, because there are guys out there who are past 40 who still haven't done what George has done, who haven't even found anybody. And it's crazy. Speaking of finding somebody, I know there are people there's certain people who praise, who are like fans of George, but then they knock down people like Aaron's Journal, who's like, oh my God, what are you talking about? You're a fake normie, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, you don't realize that Aaron, despite his looks, despite having quote unquote Chad looks, he's 46, 47. He's already getting to 50 and struggling his ass off. Not just like in terms of the dating market, but even his finances too. He's struggling heavily. I mean, at least even when George was struggling with the dating market back then, at least he got his financial shit together, That's what I'm saying. And I'm not trying to say George doesn't struggle, but, we gotta realize, like, look, man, I mean, Aaron, he's got his freaking struggles to himself. But anyways, I'm not gonna go on, I know, about Aaron. That's gonna be on another video, or just look at my past videos. But anyways, back to George. Yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking with him, for him to just disappear, it's like, you know what? Again, good for him. It's like I know the Manosphere community can be toxic. It can be toxic, full of men who are just bitter, who are feeling bitter. And again, I'm not trying to say that, they're just staying in victimhood. I mean, you can't blame them. You can't blame them. But sometimes I go through my fair share of like struggles myself in terms of mental health or dealing with people. But I go inside. But yeah, it's hard. It's just hold up, let me get my train of thought. Okay, silly me, I kind of forgot what I was gonna say. I had to pause the video just because of some distraction. But all right, well, trying to go back to the whole George's journal, why he left. I don't know. I really don't know. But at least like there are folks out there who have archived his videos. They've archived his videos. They've saved it somewhere to remember the guy. And yeah, I mean, he's overall a great dude. He's a really good guy. He just had his moment. He had like moments of struggles. When you get into that dark mode, it's pretty relatable. Then when you get into that dark mode, you're feeling like you can't really relate to anybody. But now, sometimes you got to move on. There's now guys out there like, I think Depressed Unwanted Man is still there, but he's not. But he's one of those who's ascended as well. And then there's dad mode and dark mode. And now I believe there's, what's his name? Raymond Thoughts and something. I forgot. He's a great channel. I just discovered him. He's a great dude. And then Dapper Dev, all those people. I know some of you guys are like, well, they're not, it's not the same without George. Well, you know what? I hate to say it, but it's reality, man. Sometimes you just got to move on. Sometimes you just got to move on, and there's other folks out there. But anyways, I'm at a hotel right now. I'm just staying a couple nights. Yeah, just staying a couple nights. Just just chilling, relaxing, all that stuff, man. Hold up. But I know George is in good hands. And of course, there's been comments about like, yeah, it's great that he's going to get married, or maybe he's married now and he moved out of his mom and dad's place, but he's just doing a lot of, like, he's doing, I think, multiple life-changing things. Like, first moving out of his parents' house, and then quitting his job, and then getting married with the possibility of having kids. Malcolm M. Sutherland, he talked about that. So, yeah, he talked about it, how it's like, well, it's great that he's able to do those things. It's like, you're just taking that risk of, you're doing 3 life-changing things, especially you're trying to go back to school for like, what, blockchain or something? I don't know, man. So, I just inserted $5 in here. But, yeah, like a blockchain career. It's just, it's crazy, man. But you know what? He's got money saved up. Hopefully he'll have a good head on his shoulder to be able to. Is this not holding? What the hell? Yeah, but hopefully he'll have a good head on his shoulder in order to have the good life that he has. Maybe he'll come back like a couple years from now with his, I mean, he won't show his wife, but he'll be like, yeah, I'm doing great. I'm sorry if I left you all, but I just wanted to move on from the community, just to live my life, that kind of thing. But anyways, let me know in the comment section below, like, what do you think? What's with George, man? What's up with him? Like. And by the way, if you do gamble, play what you can afford to lose and just have fun. That's all. But yeah, that's about it for now with George's journal. But like I said, there's other vloggers out there that we can watch. I mean, again, the mentioned names I talked about: Dapper Dev, Dad Mode and Dark Mode, Raymond's Thoughts. I don't know the exact name. I'm sorry, Raymond, if you're watching this. I'm sorry for butchering your name, man. You got a great channel over there. But yeah, that's just what we got. That's just what I gotta say. And I'm gonna do more reaction videos. I'm gonna do one for Dad Mode and Dark Mode. Maybe Raymond's channel. We got some great stuff over there. What else? Depressed unwanted man who's now undepressed wanted man who's now with, what's her name again? I know it's been a while since I watched a dumb video. Donna. Yeah, Donna. It's been a while since I watched a dumb video. Yeah, I think I haven't really caught up much with his life. I guess I'm just happy he's doing well in Australia with her. And then Malcolm Sutherland, I know he's working, he's kind of like on and off with the whole vlog thing, but he's not as like active as he was back then. So, but you know what? Much respect for him. He's doing better now. Who else is there? Trying to think. Yeah. And then I know people probably not going to want me to mention his name, but Aaron's journal. I want him to have a good life. I want him to be happy. It's like, come on, he's 47. I don't know, 46, 47. It's like, let the guy be happy. He's way overdue. Like, I could understand getting on him if he was like 25 or 30 something, but 46, past 45, it's like, dude, he's already way past things, and it's like, it's painful. It's like to call him a normie or a fucking Chad and shit, a fake Chad or whatever, a fake self, but at the end of the day, it's like, dude, the guy's struggling. Struggle is struggle. It don't matter if he has Henry Cavill or Brad Pitt looks, like, who cares? But yeah, that's just what I want to say. Thanks everybody for watching this. I know I'm kind of rambling on. I know it's about other stuff, but yeah.